If I could quickly describe this project, if you took My Hero Academia and Harry Potter and they both raw dogged each other and had a baby,
what?
This is kind of what it would be like.
Bruh.
With this shit immediately, didn't introduce himself, nothing. It's like his introduction is punch to the face. Like, if y'all not about this sorcerer life, you're getting cut from the team, you're getting detention, you're getting fucking booted out of the school, all of that shit. You might as well just quit on your own.
Get out of my goddamn classroom before I break my foot off in your ass!
She's a little old looking, but look at the cheeks. She got that old woman body. She can get it. She can get it.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
YouTube, what's goody? Today we are back for another manga review, and today we are checking out Saturday AM's Apple Black Manga. This is created by Whytmanga. Man, you know, I've been following Saturday AM for a minute, and I don't know why I haven't like reviewed their projects. It's like sometimes when you see like some of the bigger indie publishers or like borderline indie, borderline mainstream, as far as like the digital world, you always want to kind of get on their radar, and maybe that's the wrong way to do it. Maybe it's a strategy. Maybe it's just a flaw in my character. Maybe I'm just fucking nervous because, you know, I don't want to get denied. You know, I'm just a little guy, but, you know, it's cool when somebody that's as big as Saturday AM or any one of these big publishers kind of like reach out and they say, yo, we like what you do. We want you to review the project. So that's what I'm doing right now. And I would have did it anyway because I freaking love the art style, the quality, just everything that Saturday AM has to offer. If I could quickly describe this project, if you took My Hero Academia and Harry Potter and they both raw dogged each other and had a baby,
what?
This is kind of what it would be like.
Bruh.
The story is about humans having inherited sorcery powers from their ancestors who got their powers from a fruit called the black of a tree that fell from the sky. As generations went on, their power diminished and they had to start using objects called wands to harness their power. Right off of the bat, what you could tell about this fucking manga is this shit looks hard as fuck. You could look at this, you could hand it into somebody's hands, and they would be like, oh shit, this manga looks freaking dope. This shit looks like it was made in the middle of Japan on some mountain somewhere where some ancient manga master is using a quill or a fucking feather with squid ink and they're making a traditional manga. That's what this shit looks like. From the detail of the characters to the detail of the facial expressions and the structures to the outfits that they wear, the weapons that they use, even the immersion of the buildings inside and out. There was thought, detail, and attention put to this story. And this is why we got to give a round of applause to Whytmanga. Like, anybody that could freaking write their own story, draw their own story to this caliber, this detail. And this isn't a small project. This is volume 1. There's a bunch of different chapters. I think it goes up to like 100 and something pages. 200 and something pages. It's a lot. And it's really, really fucking dope. Guys, go out, fucking purchase this. Go on SaturdayAM.com and yeah, look this shit up. But the main character, Sano, he is a big deal. He's like that character that has something special about him that you kind of figure out like towards at the end of the chapter. But you know he's like the real deal. He's not just some amateur beginner character. And he has all of the characteristics of a good manga or anime character. He's funny, he's always hungry, he's getting lost places, he's kind of like a little bit of a goofball. His pet monkey takes a shit on his shoulder. Nigga, what? But he is not for fucking play. Don't get it twisted. He is on that shit. So remember what I was talking about Harry Potter? So in the beginning of this, Sano and I think his sensei or partner, Angelo, is taking him to this school for young sorcerers. They're going through a new city, and it seems like Sano doesn't have or hasn't had that much interaction with like the outside world. It seems like it's just been him, Angelo. They've been like training or doing whatever, and now he's kind of getting like that upgrade and going to a school to kind of, I guess, improve his skills a little bit more. But that's where I was saying it's kind of like a little bit similar to Hagrid and Harry going through Diagon Alley and shit like that, and then eventually making it to Hogwarts. And now at the same time we get introduced to Sano, the main character, and also Angelo. There is contrast again between these more serious characters that are kind of like fighting. You don't really know too much about them, but you see that they're badass. You see that they have scars. Anytime somebody has like a fucking black hoodie You can't see the eyes, they're in the shadows. You know that they're badass. There is this group called, I believe it's the Banburi Rebels, and there were some wars in the future, or I'm sorry, wars in the future.
No, you're so dumb.
There were some wars in the past that are kind of leading up to now. And again, it doesn't just like tell you exactly what's happening just yet. It's kind of like setting up the story, foreshadow a little bit, but you kind of get to see, it's like, hey, there's some serious shit going on. Let me keep reading to see what these guys are all about. Now, the name of the island that this city and this school is on is called Black Bottom Island, and the name of the school is called Black Bottom Island Guild of Young Sorcerers. It's a wild-ass name, I'm not even gonna lie. I fuck with the LGBTQ community. Sound like some freak nasty shit going on in this island.
You better give me a bite of that. Get down. Come on, shit.
And obviously I'm joking, but that's a wild name. But anyway, Sano and Angelo make it to the school. Angelo's like, yo, I gotta meet this madam chick. You know, you find your classes. You gotta figure this shit out on your own. Sano gets fucking lost. The next character that we're introduced to is Professor Mikhail. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Giving off Professor Snape vibes immediately. He's basically like, yo, most of y'all not even gonna make it to the end of the year. I'm the toughest teacher here. Like, if y'all not about this sorcerer life, you're getting cut from the team, you're getting detention, you're getting fucking booted out of the school, all of that shit. You might as well just quit on your own.
Get out of my goddamn classroom before I break my foot off in your ass.
Right, that's how tough this teacher is. You know he's not for play. You know he has to be some sort of with the shits type of character. He got to be on demon mode, demon time, whatever you want to call it. But I can't wait to see what type of action this guy's going to be getting into. So now we go back to Sano. This dude is lost in his big ass school. I think he's supposed to be in that class where that professor was talking shit. And now we're introduced to the next character. I think his name is Ryuzaki. And he is giving off Bakugo from My Hero Academia with the shits immediately. Didn't introduce himself, nothing. It's like his introduction is punch to the face. Like, insane.
Bruh.
So now these two are just scrapping in the middle of the school. Like, there's no teachers around, no monitors, no security. It's just these two scrapping on the first day of orientation at sorcery school. Again, no introduction. And then we also get introduced to another character. So I don't know if these guys are going to be like the trio of the story, but this guy Simon. So now this guy Simon is very intuitive. He saw that Sano basically like ate the punch or some shit like that. And he was just like, yo, you were kind of like playing around with that dude. And then Sano looks at the dude with the glasses, Simon. He's like, oh, you're like the real deal. It's like you were able to read me or some shit like that. But either way, you can see like now there's going to be a dynamic between Sano and the other students. And we're introduced to some more students later on. But I'm liking this shit so far. I'm liking that it's not afraid to get right to the action in the beginning. Whether it's like something that's super serious or something that's playful but still serious at the same time. And then also introducing the characters. Like, we also get to see the personality. Like, we see this one dude who Ryuzaki, who's just like has temperament issues, just wants to square up on the first day. Like, this is like going to like one of those schools in those bad neighborhoods where it's like you're a transfer student and you get fucking decked out and you get into fights all the time. It's like, that's the type of school this is. This looked like a well-established school and niggas is already fighting the first day. Like, shit, that's fucking crazy. And you know, it's dope. I like it. All right, and now some other key points happen in the chapter, but what I really want to do is I want to get to the end of the chapter because that's where it like really gets with the shits. But like some key points, there's a point where Sano's in class and like he sees a girl for the first time and she says hi and he like passes out because he's never seen a girl before. That shit's funny. There's a part where Angelo actually meets Madam Naomi and yo, it gets fucking hot and steamy. It's like, you know, when you have that job and like your manager, your boss, or your subordinate, like she's a little bit older than you, or maybe it's a he, I don't fucking know, but she's a little bit older than you and she's like a freak on the low. That's how Madam Naomi is. Like, she's calling a fucking meeting with her subordinate and she's butt ass naked in a fucking hot tub talking about, oh, why don't you come join me? Not gonna lie, I've had some scenarios where my boss and my manager, it was like, yo, if you want that promotion, I ain't gonna get into details, but your boy got promoted. Just letting you know. But, you know, I like shit like that. It kind of like evens out the story. It brings out another dynamic into it. And yeah, I mean, Madam Naomi, she's a little old looking, but look at the cheeks. She got that old woman body. She can get it.
What?
All right, moving on. Professor Michael's having an in-depth conversation with Sano about his dad, and basically Sano is like, yo, my dad's still around and I want answers. I want to meet one of these rebels. And the professor's like, yo, your dad's not around. It's like, you know, get that dream out of your head or whatever. He's like, yo, stay right here. I gotta go take care of some shit. And then one of these rebels sneaks into a vault that's in the school. This dude, he ain't no kid. He's dieseled up. He kind of hacks into the vault. He gets in, but then Sano hops right in there after him. And so the dude's like, yo, you're a fucking teleporter? Like, what the fuck? And then they start the fucking scrap. And then this is the first time that we see a wand, right? Now, I'm thinking like wand, like Harry Potter, like, you know, Wingardium Leviosa up in this bitch.
Wingardium Leviosa. Stop it, Ron. Stop.
But no, I guess a wand could be any form of object. This guy uses like a fucking windmill shuriken that could like open, like it's crazy. He starts throwing it and they get to scrap it. Now I want to pause real quick, admire this fucking artwork. All right, now let's get back into it. Look at this shit, yo. They getting busy. This rebel guy is basically shocked at how good of a fighter Sano is, because Sano is young and the guy thinks that he's a security guard at first, but then he's like, nah, you're not no fucking security guard. He's like, you should be inexperienced, but you're actually not inexperienced, if that makes sense. Sano is teleporting, blocking the windmill shuriken, like doing all of this shit that Sasuke and Naruto were doing versus Zabuza. Like, it's kind of flawed. And now right at the peak of the battle, Sano takes out his wand, which is his arm. It's all black. And the rebel guy's like, oh, you're one of the Trinity. And then Sano basically fucks this guy up. I mean, he literally blows his back out like he's a hooker at a brothel. He really made this rebel into a real black bottom.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And I'm going to cut it right there. That's the first chapter. This volume's got over 200 pages. Well worth the purchase. I'm going to tell you that right now. Quality up there. Artwork up there. Storytelling is up there. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Just looking at some of the other pages, I can't lie, I did read a little bit more than the first chapter. Some of the other characters are fire. Some of the fight scenes are dope. The environments, the way the structure of the manga, the actual pages, the cells, panels, whatever you guys want to call them, everything is top notch. This again is something that is high quality, but coming from an indie creator, indie publisher. So always make sure that I want to, do videos like this and make sure that you guys go out and support it. So again, Apple Black, available on Saturday AM. And yeah, that is it for this review. If you guys like this video, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you guys support me on Patreon. Follow me on all my different platforms, and I'll catch you guys later. Deuces.